Welcome back to the Avenue. I'm so glad you're here today. And here we talk about real money, real life, and how to build real wealth. And today we're going to talk about a topic where I get some questions on, and it's how much money should I really be saving? Some of you all have been challenged over the last few weeks, the last few months with this changing environment, with the changing economy, with testing out your emergency fund, testing out some of the savings that you've had. So some people are coming back and asking, how much money should I really have saved? And really, there is no one size fits all. We're going to jump right into it. Just so you know up front, I am aware that there are different scenarios out there, different situations that people have, some saving money, and some people say, I just can't save money, Adrian. Stay to the end of the video because I'm gonna help you out too. I have some tips specifically for you. But for the ones that's just wondering how much money should I save, there are two major factors that you need to consider when you're looking at saving money. The first one is your income, and the second one is the amount of debt that you actually have. And so the first one we're going to talk about is your income. And when we talk about income, of course, in order to save money, you'll have to have some type of income coming in, right? And so you spend that money coming in on certain things, but the gap will occur when your income is greater than the debt that you have going out. So when your income is greater than your outflow, there is a gap there. And so there is money there where you can do something with. You can save it or you can spend it on other things. That's where your savings will come from. So a couple of things you can do as far as your income is concerned. You can increase your income, which will have you have a greater gap between your income and your outflow, or you can lessen your debt, which will give you another greater gap, or you can do both, which will give you the maximum amount. Now, a baseline amount for how much you should be saving that's out there, gurus say it different ways, but 20% comes to mind if you can save 20% of your gross income. Now this, in my mind, when I say save 20%, I'm not including what you're putting in retirement. Some people do include what you're putting in retirement. If you're going to do that, you may want to save maybe less than 20%. So 20% is a figure that just comes out there. If you say, Adrian, there's no way in the world I can save 20% of what I have coming in. So if you have $3,000 that you have coming in a month, 10% of that would be $300. That may be more manageable to save than actually $600 a month. But if you can save $600 a month, that would be great. That would be 20% of the $3,000. So you can calculate yourself how much do you actually have to save if you're going to aim for that 20% amount to actually save. It does not have to be 20%. What I'm saying, everyone out there, you all, should be saving something. $1 a week, $1 a day, $1 a month. You should be saving something. One easy way that I do is for saving money, and it doesn't add up to a lot at the end of the year, but that's my way of rewarding myself with just little change. So the change that I have that I collected over the week when I pay cash for something, and I don't pay the exact amount, but I get 75 cents back, 25 cents, 10 cents, 11 cents, whatever it is, less than $1. I'll just throw it in my coin purse. And at the end of the week, I take all of that out. I have a piggy bank that with pennies in it that I put pennies in because I really don't like pennies that much. But the other silver coins I'll put in another container. Those are the ones that at the beginning of next year, I'll take to the bank. They'll sort it out, and I may have $60, $70, $80 that I can go out and have a nice lunch with, have a nice dinner with, or have a couple of nice lunches, or have a dinner with. But that's one way of getting into the habit of saving money. Just throwing that loose change somewhere, throw it somewhere. Don't go back in and make change for anything or anything like that. Just keep it somewhere. Just don't even look at it. At the end of the week, throw it in there. or every day, throw it in there. You know, it'll lighten up your purse, number one, because you won't have all that heavy change in there, but it'll also give you a basis for saving money, you know, and you can do whatever you want with that money at the end of the year or the beginning of the next year. But income is one of the major factors that's going to have to do with how much you're able to save. Now, just a brief word about debt. If you have a high amount of debt, that is 100% robbing you of your savings. You cannot save if you're putting money toward this bill, that bill, and the interest rate is eating up your savings. That money that you could be making interest on, you're actually paying out interest and paying out maybe 20, 25, 28, 27% in interest. So it is 100% eating up your savings. That's why the best thing to do that you can do, because 20% will probably be out of reach if you have a lot of debt, high debt and high interest debt. One-on-one, if you can get that debt down, especially that high interest debt, you will be giving yourself back money by the chunks. That's the thing that you need to concentrate on. Having a great income is great, but if your debt is high and you're paying high interest on that debt, it is eating your savings up. So concentrate on getting that debt down. Now, if you're at a place where your debt is up under control and your income is pretty good, you can reach more towards that 20% of savings and putting that money somewhere else. But let's focus on your situation. Are you out of debt? Do you have an emergency fund? Is there something that's going on that's keeping that money going out of the household where you cannot save? That's what you need to focus on at this point in time. Really, there are only 3 reasons that you need to save money, and this will narrow it down, make it very simple for you, and you won't have to worry about, well, why do I need to save anyway? Number 1, you need to save for an emergency fund, and that was probably tested with some of you all not too long ago. If you lost your job, or if your hours were cut, or if the industry that you were working in just kind of was going away, or anything like that, you needed to rely maybe on your emergency fund to make ends meet until you found another job or got a side hustle, got something else going, got more money coming into your household. So that is one big reason you need to save. Label it emergency fund and save 3, 6, 9 months or a year of your expenses. Some people save their expenses. Some people save the paycheck that they have coming in. I'm more apt to save how much do I have to pay out each and every month, because if something were to happen, I wanted to make sure I have enough money to pay out that much for 3 months, 6 months, however it may take me, how long it may take me to get another job or find another source of income to come in to replace what I just lost. It's very critical, and you all are seeing it in these days and times with what's going on with the job loss or your job being taken away from you. The other reason you want to save is for retirement. One day, no matter what you think, we all want to retire. Even Warren Buffett just announced his retirement. We thought he would never retire, right? But he decided to retire. One day you want to step away from that job. I don't care how much you like that job. One day you want to step away or not do as much as you have been doing currently in that job. Even if you have a business, you may want to sell that business at some point in time, but you want to step away and start living life on your own terms. Start that freedom that you've been working for very hard year after year after year. You want that to come into play at some point in time. The third reason that you want to save money is for options. If you want to buy a house, if you want to buy a car, if you want to go on a trip, if you want to do something special, have a party for yourself, whatever it is, you want to save money for that. So it gives you options, it gives you freedom, and then it gives you security by having these 3 funds. So don't make it hard. It's very simple. There's 3 reasons you want to save. However you're saving, make sure you label that, because once the savings is done on the emergency fund, other than checking it every year to make sure it's where you still need it to be so you can sleep at night, you're done with that savings. Once you go into retirement, you're gonna save until you actually retire. And on the just the options to have the freedom to do the things that you want to do, that fund, as you finance the trip, once it's done, that's over with. Put the next thing in place. Once that's done, that's over with. So you can see, very simple, 3 reasons that you really need to save. Okay, you don't have to save me the trouble of asking you this, because I'm going to ask you anyway to hit that like button and that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as I bring it to you. And if you have something special that you're saving for, make me a comment, give me a comment down below. I'd love to hear all the things that you guys are saving for. If you have a specific saving strategy, share it with the group. We'd love to hear about it. Now, let me talk to the ones of you that says, I've tried and tried, I just can't save. At the end of the month, I'm still broke. Maybe you have a great income and maybe you're getting your debt up under control, but you're just not finding how you can save money by the end of each month. And so I'm here to tell you, have no fear. I have some tips for you too that will actually work. And I'm here to tell you it's not a discipline problem, it's a system problem. How are you handling your money? Because really, you all, the savings it has more to do with before you spend that dollar than after you spend that dollar. So how you're spending your money is one of the issues with savings, because you buy all this stuff and then at the end of the month you pay it off, and that's reactionary. You've already purchased it, so the only thing you can do is pay it off. But to be proactive is before you buy certain things, look at it to see, do I really need this? Is this really worth it? Because I can guarantee you, for the people that's going out there saying, and they're selling things to you that says that, you know, $30 a month and you can have this. And you're going, well, I can afford $30 a month. You go somewhere else, $40 a month and you can have this. Even on your credit card, it's going up and up and up. Next thing you know, you're shelling out $300 or $400 a month with these little bitty things that you have decided to go ahead and buy because you're saying in your mind, I can afford that. I can afford that. So what I'm saying is, before you make that purchase, get it in your mind, how am I going to pay this off? Is it worth that $30 that I'm going to be paying each and every month until I pay this off? Is it worth that extra $40? Because that's pulling from the $30 you could be saving a month, or the $40 you could be saving a month. So let's make sure we're looking at before we purchase instead of being reactionary and paying it off after we purchase. The next tip I will give you is to have a non-negotiable number. This is a number you stand 10 toes down on and do not move. If you tell yourself, I'm going to save $50 a month, regardless, I'm saving $50 a month. Before you purchase anything, make sure you have a plan that I'm going to take out $15 the first week, $15 the second week, that's $30, and then $20 the third week, your $50 to save for the month. And you can do what you want to with that fourth paycheck for the month. But once you have a non-negotiable, each and every month is the number you want to hit. And how do we do this? We turn whatever savings amount, that non-negotiable number, put it on your line item on your budget as a bill. Put savings on your line item as a bill. So treat it like this is something that I have to do every month. This is non-negotiable. Just like you pay your utility bill, just like you pay your mortgage or your rent, just like you pay for your Visa cards, all of that, put it as a line item that I'm saving $50 a month, $100 a month, whatever number that you put down there as non-negotiable, and stick to it. This will force you to do the right thing and treat it as important as everything else that's on your budget, because it is a line item. It's on your budget. That's the thing that you're agreeing to do, and you're paying yourself. People say pay yourself first. You're paying yourself right along with where you're paying everybody else. You're not neglecting the money that you need to be saving. So make it a non-negotiable and treat it as a bill. Now, this tip is that I want you to look at your bills, what you're paying, and maybe there's something in there. I'm almost certain that there's something in there that you can just cut once instead of being stressed out every month. What am I going to cut back on? What am I going to do this? Just cut it once and be done with it. Such as if there is a subscription that you're not using, or you could probably back off the subscription for the next 6 months, next year, and it could save you some money. There are probably a couple of items on your budget or on your list that you're paying for that may not be worth it right now, and it could save you maybe $200-300, and you could actually put that money into savings and get you in a better position than where you currently are. So do something like that. That way you won't have to decide each and every month, well, what am I going to cut back on here? What am I going to do here? Don't worry about it. Cut that subscription off. Cut one of the cable services that you have off. Do some things that will help you, because really, do you have time to be looking at cable that much anyway? You could be doing a lot more productive things, reading, looking at my YouTubes, doing stuff like that. But do it one time, get it over with. Some you may need to cut the gym membership. The gym membership is something that's a non-negotiable for me because I go to the gym. But if you're not going to the gym, maybe consider cutting that each and every month. That way you won't have to decide what you're going to cut this month, what you're going to cut next month. Just do one cut and get it over with. Now, by going through these saving steps, you will be saving to start building wealth. And that's the whole key to this whole thing. We do certain things for certain reasons, such as when we fast. Some people fast to lose weight. Some people fast for health reasons. Some people fast spiritually to kill their flesh. They want to get their flesh up under control, so they fast. And I will tell you, if you start saving and saving on a consistent basis, you will be saving to get your priorities up under control. And so when you save and get your priorities up under control, you know what's important to you, what's not so important to you, and you will be putting money toward that. Plus, it builds character in a way, because you are accomplishing something that you may never have done in your life. And when you save your first $1,500, your first $2,000, you know that you can do it. And if you can do it once, you can do it again and again and again. It's just putting your mind to it, having a system and a strategy in place. You need to have a system and a strategy in place, because if you don't put the line item down, and if you just treat savings as, oh, it's something that I may do, it's something I may not do, it'll never get done. But this is moving you toward the direction of getting it done. That way you can't say anymore that this doesn't work. I've tried it, and it just doesn't work. If you follow these simple guidelines, it will work. It'll work for you. It'll work for anyone. But like I said at the very beginning of the video, everyone is not in the same position. If you need to only save a couple of dollars a week, great, start there. Once you get a raise, guess what? Start saving more. Don't elevate your lifestyle, elevate your savings account. And then you will eventually get there to saving 5%, to saving 10%, 20%, 25%, who knows? The more you save, the more at some point, once you have all your options done, you can start investing also. So, but treat it as a line item, treat it as a bill. That's the one thing that I want you to get from this. That's the one thing that will help you the most. Make it a non-negotiable. Savings is something that you have to do. You have to do it every month. You know that savings problem you used to have? Well, I've just given you permission to get rid of the bad advice, to get rid of the broken systems, and put into play what will really work for you. Welcome to your new savings journey. Go at it. I know you can do it. And put a comment down below when you started your journey, and make sure you save as much as you possibly can. I will see you in the next video.